Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Tower of Fantasy video. Alright, today's video we're going to talk about Frigg because she is the next character featured in the next banner. Alright, so if you guys are not aware, Tower of Fantasy officially made an announcement that Frigg will be the next character coming in September 1st. So let's talk about her in general, whether or not you should be pulling for her as a free-to-play. I'm going to break down for you guys certain aspects of Frigg versus future characters in CN. Hopefully you guys will get a better idea. Okay, so let's talk about Frigg in general. What is she all about? So she's a DPS character, alright, so similar to a lot of character, Resonance is mainly DPS. She's an ice element, so right now we have plentiful of ice elements already, I do think. So if you guys are not aware, Coco Rita is by far the best healer in the game. She's also an ice element. Meryl, one of the most annoying characters to play with in PvP, ice element. And we have Tsubasa, some of you guys might have her, but I do not own her. So where does Frigg fits in right now into the current meta for us, right? So she's going to be pretty solid for sure, right? So you can see she has decent charge and shatter, both at 8 points. And her weapon effects, let's have a look at what she can do, alright? So you can see Ice Shell, fully charged weapons will freeze the target for 2 seconds, leave it frostbitten for 6 seconds, okay, very annoying. Breaking the Ice Shell can cause additional damage, which is a lot, and while frostbitten, the target's weapon charge rate is reduced by 50%. Now, if you guys haven't seen my PvP video or the PvP tier list, you will know why this is going to be very strong and very sought after in PvP because of the freeze. Alright, so any form of CC, stun, freeze, anything along the way that can make your enemies not move and stay in that freaking spot for you to hit them, that's going to be OP in PvP for sure. So I don't see why Frigg will be any different, right? So if Meryl can be strong, Huma is also one of the top tier right now in PvP, so I can see where Frigg will fit into the PvP meta for sure. So if you are pulling for PvP, then I can see like she's going to be kind of useful. Now let's talk about the Frozen Domain. So this one is a little bit different. Now if you guys are not aware, we have Nemesis recently, right? Now let's compare to Nemesis. Nemesis has this thing called Volt Resonance. This is like a passive thing. You just need to equip 2 or more Volt weapons. So basically Nemesis and 1 more, either Samare or Crow. Then you get this passive that goes throughout the entire battle, right? So Volt attack increased by 15%. Volt resistance increased by 25%. Now this is good because it's passive, so basically there's no condition to activate it. But when you look at Frigg, she has this thing called Frozen Domain, which is something a little bit different, right? So after using her weapon skill, Fimbul Winter, a large ice field will be placed at your position, right? So lasting for 25 seconds. So during this duration, in the 25 seconds, dodges will not be consumed when you use her weapon. When you use ice weapons, increase the ice attack by 15% and shatter by 25%. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So you gotta use her weapon skill and it lasts for 25 seconds every time that happens. You will get the increase of your attack by 15% and shatter by 25%. Now compared to something like Nemesis where the resonance is passive, this one lasts for a period of time, but I do think that this one might have a better effect if you know how to combo your characters properly, because this is both giving you offensive buffs, like for example increase ice attack by 15% and shatter by 25%, whereas for Volt Resonance it's attack by 15%, but one more is Volt Resistance by 25%. So the resistance is more like a defensive thing depending on what you are trying to obtain, so this one might be better. And keep in mind, Frigg's Frozen Domain effect is increased if you manage to 6-star her. So if you are a whale, this further increase at 6-star, reaching 15 points inside the ice field will grant additional effect Frozen Domain 2. So this time your attack is increased by 25% as opposed to 15%. So that's a lot. 25% and shatter 25% is a lot of buffs. I'm pretty sure that's going to make Frigg like probably one of the highest DPS characters right now. Like if I'm not mistaken, if we were to compare with everyone, if you can perform a proper combo after she performs this, I think she's going to be really strong for sure. She's not perfect, however, she does have a little bit of downfall or downside to her. Couple of things that we can talk about. So number one, I don't think she shatters shield as much. Alright, so she's going to have that issue. So you're going to need to pair her with somebody like perhaps Meryl or somebody else depending on who you have that can break shield faster than her. Her shatter is decent at 8 points, but I don't think it's the best. And one more thing is she doesn't heal. So unlike Nemesis, I feel like Nemesis, the ability to be able to heal means you don't need a healer, right? So it really depends, like what kind of content you're pushing or what kind of contents you're playing against. If you need like a healer for her, you still need to bring in like Kokorita or someone else. So that's also one thing to consider when building a team surrounding Frigg. So one thing to keep in mind, in the future, there's an Ice Resonance character that is meta until today. So that is Saki Fuwa. So Saki Fuwa apparently is a defense type. Alright, she's also an ice element. And you can see she has the ability to shatter and she has also charge. So she has way better stats already overall. And she actually has Ice Resonance, where when you equip 2 or more ice weapons, she will increase ice attack by 20% and ice resistance by 40%. So Saki Fuwa is going to be the meta in CN, and she is the meta right now in 2.1. Alright, so on 2.1, 2.2, Saki Fuwa is the key character for trying to form an Ice Resonance. Now, does that mean that Frigg is irrelevant in the future? Not really. You can pair both Frigg with Saki Fuwa. If you really want to build an Ice Resonance, Saki Fuwa is much more of a must-have compared to Frigg. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. Like I mentioned earlier, we already have 3 ice characters right now. So one of it is Tsubasa. So if you have Tsubasa, I feel like you don't really need to pull for Frigg, just pull for Saki Fuwa in the future, because I don't think that you're lacking the damage. Obviously, you could always have more damage, right? But it's just like if you have Meryl or Kokorita, there's no damage right there, right? But if you have Tsubasa, I feel like your damage is already there, and Frigg is not needed as much. So if you're free to play, hopefully you guys think carefully if you really want to go for Frigg. Me personally, I don't think I'll be pulling for her. We'll see. I think in the current event, we'll be getting plenty of Raid Nucleus. We'll see if that is enough for me to be able to PT her. At the end of the day, it's a game, right? So if you enjoy your playstyle of a character, yeah, feel free to pull for them. I don't see what's wrong with that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoy it. As always, if you haven't already subscribed, give this video a like. Let me know if you guys are pulling for Frigg in the comment section below. Have a nice day. Goodbye.